It's Wednesday, March 27th. Was it murder? Heart attack kills man after robbery. Cyber attack. Wisconsin man indicted in coke incident. Fair fight. Delegation vows to restore funds for 2015. Good afternoon and thanks for joining us. I'm R.J. Dickens. It's 50 degrees here at the KCTU studios in the Douglas Design District. Here's what matters this afternoon. Police say there's not enough proof tying a Monday night robbery. Police say there's not enough proof tying a Monday night robbery and the victim's subsequent heart attack and death 6 hours later to charge the man being sought in that and two other cases with murder. The Wichita Eagle reports the robbery occurred just before 8:45 Monday night in the parking lot of an apartment complex in the 800 block of West 26 South when 73-year-old Byron Shipman was confronted by the robber while dropping off his grandchildren. The robber pointed a gun at Shipman and demanded his wallet. The victim complied and returned home complaining of stomach pains. He died around 2:15 a.m. after calling EMS. About an hour and 20 minutes after the first robbery, a 43-year-old man was getting out of his van when the robber approached with a handgun, ordering him to get on the ground and give up his wallet, cell phone, and car keys. The robber escaped in a 1990s four-door car with a bad muffler driven by a white female. The third robbery occurred just after when a 33-year-old man and a 53-year-old woman were approached outside a home by a robber in a black ski mask, black leather jacket, black pants, and dark gloves, who demanded money and their keys, but departed in another vehicle. A Gardner couple charged with shooting a Sedgwick County Sheriff's deputy in the eye faces a preliminary hearing tomorrow after one of them was released from a Wichita hospital. The Wichita Eagle reports 25-year-old Jason Perez was released from a hospital after being shot in the March 11th incident near Potwin. He and 26-year-old Clara Crosser are being held in the Sedgwick County Jail on $1 million bond each, pending tomorrow's hearing. A Wisconsin man has been charged with taking part in a cyber attack against Koch Industries. U.S. Attorney for Kansas Barry Grissom says 37-year-old Eric Rosel of Black Creek, Wisconsin, was part of an attack organized by the hacktivist group Anonymous. The indictment against Rosel is seeking participants for a denial of service attack against Koch Industries in chat rooms. In late February of 2011, a Koch website crashed under attack from a device known as a low-orbit ion cannon that sends a high frequency of requests to a website in order to make it crash. Rosel is charged with one count of conspiracy to damage a protected computer and one count of damaging a protected computer. If convicted, he faces a sentence of up to 5 years in prison and $250,000 in fines for each count. A House Senate Conference Committee in Topeka will decide the fate of Fair Fares funding for fiscal year 2015. The Wichita Eagle reports state funding for the program, deemed essential in landing Southwest Airlines at Mid-Continent Airport, was dropped for 2015 after Committee Chair Mark Rhodes of Newton advised Republican leaders the airline hopes to eventually wean itself off the subsidies. But State Senator Ty Masterson of Andover told both years of funding for Fair Fares in the two-year budget, just as it passed the upper chamber. Governor Sam Brownback signed this morning a bill that changes the way judges to the Kansas Court of Appeals are selected. Until now, candidates for vacancies on the Court of Appeals were vetted by the Judicial Nominating Commission, which submitted 3 names to the governor, who picked 1. Now the governor will nominate someone, subject to confirmation by the state Senate. At this moment, it's 49 degrees at Wichita's Mid-Continent Airport. Winds are from the south-southeast at 15 miles per hour. Relative humidity is 53%, and the barometric pressure is 30.13 inches. This afternoon, partly cloudy, highs around 55, southeast winds 10 to 15 miles per hour. This evening, mostly clear, lows in the mid-30s, north winds 5 to 10 miles per hour. And your 43-hour forecast, cloudy and warmer with a chance of rain early Friday morning. On Wall Street, Warren Buffett has again made himself an ingenious financial deal, one that not only benefits him and other Berkshire Hathaway shareholders, but also the counterparty involved. He plans to exchange warrants for 43.5 million Goldman Sachs shares that he received in a 2008 deal made during the financial crisis for 10 million shares of Goldman at no cost. That's worth $1.47 billion at Goldman's current price. It's in addition to the 10% dividend Buffett's been collecting all along on the original stake. At 1 Eastern, the Dow Jones Industrial Average was down nearly 45 points. The NASDAQ was down over 7 3/4 to 3,245. The Standard & Poor's 500 was down over 4 1/4 to 1,560. The Kansas-based BATS 1000 is down nearly 46 points to 17,006. And the River City Index, the Wichita area's 20 largest publicly traded employers, is down 298 to 755.70. In sports, the Wichita Thunder's playoff opener against Arizona has been moved up so fans can cheer on the Thunder, then be home in time to watch Wichita State take on LaSalle in the NCAA Sweet 16. The two teams will now drop the puck at 6:35 at Intrust Bank Arena. The Shockers will tip off against the 13th seed Explorers at approximately 9:17 from Los Angeles. The game from the Staples Center will be televised on TBS. LaSalle will likely stay with its four-guard attack as 6'10" center Steve Zach is still less than 50-50 after a severe foot sprain in early March. That's 43 reports for this hour. We'll be back with more Your Hour, including a look at web video coming up right after these messages.